I'm totally committed because it makes a real difference to the children's academic education and their social education, because teaching children about literacy and numeracy is absolutely correct, and that's what schools are there for, but really the foundation of the school, the bread and butter, is all about citizenship. It's about being a human being. It's about having emotional intelligence and about thinking about the wider world than themselves.
At King's it starts even before they arrive in year 7, it starts in year 5 and 6, so we actually dedicate one afternoon a week of 2 teachers' timetables to go out in our local primary schools. They teach, last year they taught 300 year 5s and 6s, and we actually accredited them in a leadership course through the CMI, and part of that leadership course, there was a module on social responsibility. When they come into year 7, they all do an enterprise project where we give them £10, and over the summer holidays they then go away, set up their own business or work with a voluntary organisation and try and build that money through charitable donations to then put it back into one school-wide charity. From year 9, every child at King's does Duke of Edinburgh, so everyone does bronze in year 9, everyone in 10 and 11 does silver, and they get the option in Key Stage 5 of either doing Duke of Edinburgh Gold or doing the National Citizen Service Awards or the John Muir Awards. So all the time we're trying to embed good citizenship, good respect for community, putting things back in your community, because we think that it has a real impact on developing a child's character strengths. And if you mix character strengths with academic outcomes, then you're educating the whole child. And we believe that if you educate the character side, that automatically leads into better academic outcomes.
Students have gone out into the community. They do work with Paul Sartori and cancer research and first aid organisations. They support the Scouts and other voluntary movements. So yes, and they provide then unique examples of what young people should be like and are mentors and peers for those coming after them.
When we did an audit, 97% of students volunteer. They've done a whole range of things. They raised over £5,000 last Christmas for Crisis at Christmas, and Crisis informed us that's more money that was raised by any other school in the country. So, you know, that was in a period of 2 weeks. The year before that, they raised over £4,000 for the Philippines. They've also done a variety of interesting projects. We've got 3 year 11 boys who are involved in a beekeeping campaign in Victoria Park. It might be helping run deaf sport in a deaf youth club outside of school, but it's a whole range of things. But what they have done as a school, I think they've raised over £10,000 in 1 year for charities.
We have a very clear focus on providing some of the logistics, so making sure that we provide transport as a rural school, that we provide transport that goes much later than the normal school buses come and go, but equally that we recognise and celebrate when students are involved in those kind of things. So we have a pledges system where every student will be recognised for their participation, leadership, excellence, diversity, giving, experience and their service. So all the different things that they do, the experiences that they have, are recognised and celebrated through that pledges system.
As much as we can do a lot in schools, I also think it needs to come from a higher paradigm. I think the government needs to get behind this. I think there needs to be change in policies to allow schools the flexibility and the time.
Make sure that it's planned and organised. You've got a coordinator already on your senior leadership team whose passion is driving this forward, and then make sure, most crucially, you get the students involved, because if you get those students involved, they want to do this. They just don't see it as an extra thing to school. They see it as the way that their school should be in the first place.
Learn from other good schools, because rather than reinventing the wheel, we can all learn from each other, we can all help each other in a cluster group, whether that be in a local authority, as a region, as an academy trust. So everything's out there, everything's being done which is out there, but it's just about helping each other and moving each other on to succeed.
It's just about adults believing in those children and not saying, well, you know, they're only 7. They can't do that. Yes, they can. Because if you teach them to be resilient learners, resourceful learners, reciprocal learners and reflective learners, you know, job done really. It's not going to take overnight. It will take time. We need to start early and we need to do it now before it's too late.